something about stages. So as we know, like in Snowflake, we have a concept called stages, and inside stages, we have two types of stages: internal stage and external stage, right? So there are plenty of videos on YouTube that tells us what are stages, what are the different types of stages, how to write a stage, how to connect a stage to a Snowflake, from a Snowflake to AWS S3, GCP, or the Azure bucket, as well as there are videos which tells us about internal stages. But I didn't found any video which tells us why do we need stages in Snowflake, right? I was curious, I was very curious to know like whether or not we can load data without using stages. So what I found is like there was no video, so I thought of making one. So in this video I will be sharing like why do we need stages and whether or not we can load data without using stages in Snowflake. So the number one point is like before we start working on any tool, whether it is Snowflake or any other ETL tool, we need data. And data means raw data. And raw data can be in any form, like it can be provided by the business users in any form, like it can be raw data, it can be a raw CSV, Parquet, JSON file. Okay, so we have a file, right, which is provided to us by the end user. Okay, these files may contain transactions, daily transactions, some data which the user wants to see on a dashboard. So for that we need, they will send us a raw file, right? A raw file will be sent by the user or the business. Okay, and we need to load this data, the data of this file, into an ETL tool. In our case, we are trying to load this data into Snowflake, right? And now this raw file can be provided by the user anywhere, like it can be on AWS S3 bucket, right? It can be on GCP Google Cloud or Azure bucket, right? So, or it can be anywhere, like sometimes the user can provide the data over the SFTP, right? The files might be there, we need to load data into Snowflake. So for that, like what is happening is like, what I understand is like for Snowflake, right, to put any data onto Snowflake database, right, we have to go through stages. There is there is absolutely no other way to load data other than going through the stages. It means you can say it is a type of a gate to enter into a house which is known as Snowflake. Suppose you want to enter into Snowflake, right? And to enter into Snowflake, you have to go through the main door, and that main door is a stage. It can be internal stage or external stage, but it has to be a stage. There is no other way to load data into the Snowflake other than the stage. You can copy the data within a Snowflake, like you can copy the data, you can copy the data within Snowflake, like from one table to another table. Okay, that is possible using insert into and select statement like we used to do it in the SQL query. That is possible. This is possible without stages. But to bring any kind of data outside the Snowflake, we have to go through stages. I searched a lot, I read the documents, but there is absolutely no other way. There is no other option to insert the data into Snowflake. We have to go through stages, whether whether like the stages can be created on the AWS S3 bucket, GCP, Azure, anywhere it can be created, but it has to be a stage. And then to make a connection, to do a handshake, we do other things like storage integration. We then go through file formats and other things that I'm going to discuss in the next video. But for now, like if you are going through any kind of uh, you can say if you have any confusion, like why stages, why only stages, what is stage, that is a separate thing. Like it is, or you can say a stage is a it is, you can say like a stage is a gate, it is a place where you have to keep the files before entering the data into the Snowflake. There is absolutely no other way to enter into the Snowflake for a file. Okay, whether you are doing it through a ETL tool, you are triggering it, or you are using the Snowflake UI to insert the data inside a Snowflake, you can apply any method. That method will for sure contain a concept called stage. Okay, I hope this is clear why we are needing stage inside a Snowflake. If there is any question, please do let me know in the comment box below. I will try to answer it, but I hope this is making sense now. Okay, thank you.